AskReddit by Puppy Enthusiast 1. Redditors, what's one thing you're passionate about and how did you uncover this passion? Writing. By reading and writing daily. Now I make a living writing. It's almost my dream job. Almost. Are you an author? Animating as a hobby. I'm a terrible animator. I'm a terrible writer, and I make a living writing. That's my perception. Are you a terrible animator? Or does everything you create never live up the ideal in your head? Nothing I do is ever good enough. That's my view. I still make enough to do nothing but write for a living. Singing, just doing it. Started living alone around 27 and realized how much I enjoy it. As a kid I didn't really get to speak up much, so never tried it. Meteorology, without a doubt. Have been since some of my earliest memories as a 4 or 5 year old. Now at 39 and working full time for 22 years in it, I'm burned out from that butt kicking grind of a career and think it is time to go back to school, finish my degree and do stuff that makes me happy and makes me money. I hope this works out. Crime. I read crime books, watch true crime, I watch interrogation footage, crime shows, I read murder interviews and I do research on criminology. I have no idea where it started, but I've always been fascinated by how humans work, like psychology and stuff. Working with children who have autism. I graduated in speech pathology with my bachelor's and got denied from graduate school, so I started working at a clinic with children with autism. I discovered how passionate I was working with kids and how rewarding it was to see them grow and learn new skills. Before this I thought I didn't like children. 2 years into that job, I realized how immature I was at the end of college and how much I grew as a person by working in the clinic. If I had gone right into graduate school I don't think I would have graduated. I thank God every day for getting denied because it led me to find my passion in life and my why. I'm very passionate about music. I don't know how it happened. Frogs and toads. No idea, really. I've always liked frogs and toads. I like the Frog and Toad books, and Kermit the Frog. I just like frogs and toads, I guess. Writing. I finally found a way to where I can express a creative outlet that I didn't know I have, and now I'm in the process of publishing my first book. Sewing. I love me a mindless repetitive task discovered when my friend showed me how to sew and I made a donut plushie for my mom. Expelling shit. Hiking. I think I found it super boring growing up, and as an adult who has to work out, I am passionate about not being around people or people germs. Outside germs don't bother MR. The aquarium hobby. Got started a few years ago when my wife and another couple we hung out with went to the state fair. We proceeded to get shit-faced drunk and won 14 goldfish from the ping pong ball toss into a cup of water game. 4 years later, the 7 goldfish we took home after that blur of a night live happily in our outdoor pond. The other 8 aquariums are in the house. Thank you funnel cake flavored beer. 3D printing. Holy hell, I swear my grandpa has shaped my life more than anyone else in this world. He's a brilliant man. One day, I was helping him pack up his shop for the evening, and he said he picked up something he thought I'd like. It was at the time, brand new Ender 3 3D printer. I had lightly heard about 3D printing before but never looked into it much. He told me that if I could make a certain custom part for the project he was working on, the machine would be mine. I doubt he knew at the time just how massive of an impact that day would have on my life. I personally consider it the beginning of my career. Years later, I use 3D printing on a daily basis, and it's a huge part of my workflow. Getting interested in 3D printing sparked my love for machining and CNC, which led to further investment into my plan to become an engineer. I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now without it. Thanks Grandpa. Maybe tutoring in STEM in topics I'm good at, but unfortunately, I'm not good at advanced topics. XD. I used to tutor classmates and prepare condensed outlines and study guides, or of procedures. Public speaking isn't for me, so I cannot exactly earn a living from my passion. I am concerned about memorizing so much information for lecturing too. Podcasting? Go ahead and paint. I really enjoy admiring artwork. Art has a mysterious allure to me. When I was very young, my dream was to become a fashion designer, but I lacked a foundation in drawing. Since then, I've fallen in love with painting. I'm very passionate in doing makeup that I did it as my side hustle. I used to do it with myself only, but my cousins suggested that I should do their look, and that's where it started. Now, I'm a freelance makeup artist. I dabble in karaoke. Singing. I'm by no means Barbra Streisand, but I do sing well. I've sung as far back as I can remember. And lucky me, I'm good at it, cause that got me leads in school musicals and every choir asking for me. So I sang my whole childhood. I haven't sung in a group since COVID. I'm trying to find a new group. I've always had passion for phone sex because I get off to male or female moaning is mainly a pleasuring in my own mind, and I think that it really goes along with me being a pleasure dom. I was doing a lot of research and I was 18 on how to control my thoughts and my feelings for being an info, and I started getting into phone sex because I wasn't really fascinated with any kind of physical sex work. You leave my passionate out of this. Music. And it's in my blood, though it really took off when my kindergarten crush started learning an instrument and I joined in to spend time with her. Acting. Fell into the career to fund my other passion, fashion design, specifically womenswear. Started doing background work to pay for samples, realized I loved the art form and theater especially. Now it's my first passion and love that I dedicate my time to. Fingerstyle guitar. I labored at it, got quite good, then really depressed. Now I've forgotten everything and can't play for shit. Geography. It was my older sister's geography textbook that I really liked to look at. It was mainly the back page that I looked at, which had a mini bio of each country. The bios had the flag, name, population, size, and the official languages of each country. It was between 2005 to 2010 that I read it, so it was before Serbia and Montenegro separated, and before South Sudan became a country. Years later, I now know a lot more about our world, like how South Africa has 3 capitals, Pretoria, Johannesburg, and Bloemfontein. Bhutan uses the GHP instead of the GDP, and that we'll have a new country in 2027 called Bougainville.